one of my rival publishers or the British Secret Service.
Aren't you being a bit paranoid?
Am I?
He still isn't convinced. You'll have to help.
How?
On Saturday, he's going to go to the ballet. She'll be there. Now, I've told him that she will wear a red dress as a signal to him. Can you arrange that?
I can't ask her to do that.
Please, you have to.
Why don't we just find another publisher?
But because Michael is the only publisher in Britain with the guts to do this.
You sure you can trust him? He is American, isn't he?
I'm sure.
I'll see what I can do.
It's your wife. She wants to know what time you're leaving.
Tell her I left 20 minutes ago.
Leslie, he left 20 minutes ago. He's probably waiting in the bar.
When the Yangtze River breaks its banks, the whole of China suffers. At least 1,000 people have died. The number of homeless is expected to reach 10 million. And the rain just doesn't stop. More floods are expected at the end of this week. In London, Princess Diana has been revisiting her childhood dreams with a visit to the ballet. On her arrival, she wowed the crowds with a stunning dress. Before the show,
Yes!
the princess chatted to the dancers and confessed that she had once harbored ambitions to be a ballerina.
Yes! First it was the happy princess, now it's the sad princess. Will anyone believe it? Remember all those pictures? Why was she smiling all the time?
Reality versus fiction. And we don't always get to see the truth.
Because the truth is hidden behind high walls. Ever heard of libel laws?
Michael, these are her own words.
So, she's going to stand against her own family, feed them to the public?
Yeah.
And when the shit hits the fan, she'll support you against the establishment? You know how the Pinstripe Brigade, household cavalry close ranks to protect themselves.
I honestly believe that she will stand by her word.
Well, I don't know that. Anyway, I'm not going to waste time arguing about it. Write a first draft. We'll see what happens. Everyone, I'd like to tell you the good news. Andrew has finally come up with his next book. A biography of Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton? What happened to Marilyn?
Oh, I couldn't sit through any more of her movies. Whereas I've always loved Clapton's music.
No, you haven't.
He's my favourite musician.
Name one of his songs.
Layla.
Name another.
Will you stop getting at me?
I'm not getting at you.
Look. After a great deal of debate, I've finally decided what I'm going to write my next book about. You could be more supportive.
Andrew, I'm sorry, darling. I'm sure you'll write a wonderful book about Eric Clapton. Come here.
Hello, Noah. How are you today? Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Oh, where shall I start? I've got so much to say, Noah, and I don't know where to start. Are you listening, Noah? Can you hear me?
Of course I can hear you.
I should start at the beginning. Childhood. I can't remember much. I just remember thinking that I wasn't very good at anything, that I was hopeless. I remember Mummy crying an awful lot. And every Saturday when we went up for the weekends, every Saturday night, standard procedure, she'd start crying. Mummy crying an awful lot. And every Saturday when we went up for the weekends, every Saturday night, standard procedure, she'd start crying.
We're aiming for the end of August with this. The text gives a tour around Buckingham Palace, while the pictures offer a gorgeous impression of what it's really like to live as a member of the British royal family. Now, this is a slight departure from our usual titles.
Started on the Daily Star 10 years ago, slid up the ladders of the Sunday Times, wrote a book called Diana's Diary, which she loved.
She would. And he's sniffing around her again, is he?
Well, I've heard contradictory reports. He's rumoured to be writing about a popular musician.
I wonder who started that rumour. And you suspect he has a mole at Highgrove?
Well, his stories are always embarrassingly accurate.
There should be a wall of silence surrounding the princess. Our wall seems to have a hole. I think you should fill it.
So I remember him coming to Althorpe Day, my husband, and I thought, God, what a sad man. First impact was, what a sad man. And he came in with his Labrador, and my sister was all over him like a bad rash, and I thought, God, he must really hate that. So I kept out of the way. And I remember being a fat, podgy, non-makeup, unsmart lady, but I made a lot of noise and he liked that. And my policeman, the night before the engagement, said to me, I just want you to know that this is your last night of freedom ever in the rest of your life, so make the most of it. It was like a sword went into my heart.
I've missed you so much.
Oh, hi.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had company, particularly of a female nature. Anyway, I brought you takeaway since you showed no sign of coming to collect it.
Oh, you're a gent. Thank you. Thanks.
On the big day, he sent me a very nice signet ring the night before to Clarence's house with a Prince of Wales feathers on it and a very nice card that said, I'm so proud of you, and when you come up, I'll be there at the altar for you tomorrow. Just look him in the eye, knock him dead. I remember being so in love with my husband that I couldn't take my eyes off him. I just absolutely thought I was the luckiest girl in the world. He was going to look after me. Well, was I wrong on that assumption? Like a baby to the four walls. I just couldn't cope with it. I cried because I got no support from Charles and no support from the Palace press office. They just said, you're on your own. So I thought...
Hello.
It's me.
Oh, hi, sweetheart.
You're still at the office?
Look, I think I'm going to stay here tonight.
Oh, okay. When will I see you?
Well, tomorrow, I guess. Night-night.
Good night.
There was never anything tactile about him. It was extraordinary. But I didn't know. I didn't have anything to go by because I'd never had a boyfriend. I'd always kept them away. I thought they were all trouble and I couldn't handle it emotionally. I thought I was very screwed up, I thought. Anyway, so he said, will you marry me? And I laughed. I remember thinking, you know, this is a joke. And I said, yeah, okay, and laughed. So I went upstairs, I had lunch with my sisters who were there, and I said, I can't marry him. I can't do this. This is absolutely unbelievable. And they were, wonderful. They said, well, bad luck, Dutch, your face is on the tea towel, so you're too late to chicken out. So we made light of it. And he was deadly serious. And he said, you do realise one day that you'll be queen. And I said, a voice said to me inside, you won't be queen, but you'll have a tough role. So I thought to myself, okay. So I said yes, and I said, I love you so much, I love you so much. And he said, whatever love means. He said it then.
Difficult to find that sort of word, isn't it, really? Just delighted and happy. And I'm amazed that she's been brave enough to take me on.
And I suppose in love.
Of course. Whatever in love means. I remember thinking what a very jolly and amusing and attractive 16-year-old she was. And having great fun. And bouncy and full of life and everything. And I don't know what you thought of me.
Pretty amazing.
Here is the stuff of which fairy tales are made. The prince and princess on their wedding day.
Is it?
Pizza delivery.
I didn't order a pizza.
It's already been paid for.
Hello, Noah. It's me again, your faithful friend. I couldn't sleep. I just never slept. I went for 3 nights without any sleep at all. I had no fuel to sleep on.
Hello?
Hi, honey, it's me.
Who is me?
Amanda. Aren't you going to let me in?
To what do I owe the honor?
Oh, just passing. So, how did you enjoy the land of the free?
Oh, yeah, it was big.
I'm sure you're big enough to cope with it. Now, are you going to offer me a drink?
People might talk.
Let them. Do you know how to treat a lady? How do you eat this stuff?
I usually use a fork.
Remember, Andrew, wit doesn't suit you. Look, let's get straight to the business. Vanity Fair has asked me to write a piece for them. Rivals interview each other. How about it? You're not too busy with your new book? I've heard some interesting things about it.
Whatever gave you that idea?
I have my sources. As a matter of fact, I might be able to help you with this one.
Oh, yeah?
one of my best friends, works for Eric Clapton. She might be able to talk.
Well, that would be wonderful, Amanda. Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you.
I thought my bulimia was secret, but quite a few people in the house recognised it was going on, but nobody mentioned it. They all thought it was quite amusing that I ate so much, but that I didn't put any weight on. They used to say, how do you eat so much and stay so thin? What's your secret? Imagine if I'd told them. And the night before, I wanted to speak to Charles about something, but he wouldn't listen to me. He said I was crying wolf. So I picked up this penknife off his dressing table and I scratched myself heavily down my chest and both of my thighs. And there was a lot of blood. And it hadn't made any reaction whatsoever.
Hello?
There is a phone box opposite the cleaners at the junction of your street and the garden square. Go there. Now.
I'm so glad you called. I have 100 questions for her.
From now on, I shall never call you at your office.
Why not?
You mean there might be a bug in here?
Well, they're more likely to bug us than her.
Let's get out of here. Luis. Hi. Andrew Morton.
How do you do?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cable would do?
Yeah, I'm not too close to the door. Maybe the other side of the room. Yeah. Find the fish tank. Okay? Okay. We never talk about this project in my office. If we need to speak, we use phone boxes. If we need to meet, we meet in here.
No, we can't.
Why not?
Spanish food, it doesn't agree with me.
You better get used to it. Hi.
Buenas. Vasos. Vino tinto.
What is it?
Calamari.
What is it in English?
Squid. Deep fried. Try it. So? Now, I have a question. Are you absolutely certain you want to do this book?
Of course. We can be the first people to publish the truth about her.
As my great-aunt Lucille always used to say, don't kill the goose that lays the golden eggs.
Meaning what?
We made our living by flattering the royals. Nice little books. Cute photos, respectful text. Do we really want to piss them off by telling the truth?
Do you not think our readers want to read the truth?
I don't think so. My bank manager is perfectly happy for me to continue with these profitable fabrications, as are my wife and kids.
And what do you think?
I'm happy to kill the golden goose, just as long as she lays one final bloody big egg.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Don't do that.
You haven't been yourself recently.
Did you know that Eric Clapton and George Harrison were both married to Pattie Boyd?
Don't change the subject. Are you depressed?
What do you know about bulimia?
It's an eating disorder. You haven't got that, have you?
Oh, no. These rock stars, they go out with these models. All of them seem to have bulimia. I've been doing some research. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Andrew?
You're clean.
Good, thank you. You know, it's a bad feeling thinking that anyone could hear what I'm saying.
They still could.